Hey guys, this is Life with Anzen. Right now I'll be telling you a story about how I got trafficked. Okay. By the way, the time on my side right now is 12 o'clock and I'm in this beautiful country of Argentina. Okay, I was 20 years old, a university student at the University of Forte in the year 2013. Can you hear me, guys? How is the video quality? Can you see me? Please comment down below before I can go ahead with the story. I can see that there are people joining me. Is everything okay? Okay. Hi. Hello. Okay, cool. So, I'm telling a story of how I got trafficked in 2013. I was 20 years old. I was a university student at the University of Forte. So what happened that year is that I went to the campus. I was done with my registrations. I registered. Oh, okay, cool. Everything is fine. Thank you. Yeah, I registered for my academic year. I did all my courses. I put them on my record. And then after that, I started applying for the residence in the campus. But then, unfortunately for me, it was a very difficult process for me to get the residence in campus. I couldn't get accommodation. So I decided to go to university residences and check if there are any available spaces that were not occupied, because not everybody was back in campus then. Some people were still home, some were gonna come late at varsity. So there was space, it's just that it was not allocated to me. So for those few days, I just decided to go room after room to check if by any chance I can find a space that's not occupied. So I did find spaces, of which I used to spend the rest of the night because I didn't have anywhere to go. But then the people came back. Eventually all the students came back to the campus, and they showed me the proof of allocation that, girl, this is my space. You have to get out of here. You have to evacuate the premises because I'm about to occupy this space. So I just went out, and then I ran out of options because whenever I checked the other spaces, every other residence was occupied. So then I just thought to myself that, okay, since I'm not getting accommodation in campus, maybe it's time for me to look outside, right? Go to the city and look for places to rent. By that time, it was 2013. Alice is a very small town. There were no adverts online that I saw of rental spaces. It wasn't something common then. Facebook Market wasn't something common, and it wasn't something used in Alice then, because Alice is a very small town in the province of Eastern Cape. The only thing that was available were the websites to the nearest hotels, and I was a student then, so I couldn't afford to stay at a hotel. So hotel was not an option for me then. Okay, I went out of the campus. I decided to go door to door asking people, hey guys, do you have any space for rentals? I'm a student at the University of Forte, and I'm actually looking for a place to rent. So I went to a few households. They told me they don't have no spaces for rental, and they also told me that they don't know anyone who have the rental spaces. So I continued to pray in my heart, and then I walked to the other houses. Eventually, I walked into this house, which happened to be the house of foreigners from Ethiopia. And then I greeted them, I introduced myself, and then I told them what I wanted. And then they told me that, oh yeah, welcome. We do have a space for you here. We actually have a lot of apartments. We can just take you to few so that you can go view and see if you'd like the space and you'd like to stay there and rent there for the rest of the year. And then I asked them about how much was the rent. They told me, and fortunately for me, it was something that was within my budget. So I was excited at this point, but then something didn't feel right at the same time. It's like I was excited, but then something didn't feel right. My conscience was telling me there could be something off about this space or about these people. Okay, so after that I asked him, do you have any other tenants that are renting the spaces? And then he told me, oh yeah, there's actually a Xhosa woman. By the way, guys, I'm a Xhosa person. Yeah, so he told me there's a Xhosa woman that you can speak to. I'll introduce you to her. You can ask her anything that you like. So he brought this lady to me, and then I greeted this person in my language, and then I told her that I'm looking for a space to rent, but then my conscience doesn't really agree that I should rent a space here. Can she tell me more about this place? Is she really renting a place with these people? Is she having an apartment? Then I asked the lady about their characters, their personalities. Are they good people or not? So the lady told me that, oh yeah, by the way, we are having a conversation in Xhosa. Because I thought if we maybe had a conversation in English, maybe she wouldn't be free to tell me everything. So it was going to be an advantage for me and her to converse in our native tongue, so that if there's anything off, she can just feel free to tell me without these people knowing that she told me something about them. So she was like, oh no, they are nice people. I'm renting a space here. I'm also working here in a restaurant. They were running a restaurant at the same time, selling Ethiopian food, but at the same time they were saying that they do have rental spaces. So the lady told me, oh yeah, I've been staying here for quite a long time now, and these are nice people. You'll just feel welcome, you'll feel at home, you'll feel like family. So after I had that conversation with her, I felt comfortable. I didn't know that she would lie to me, because I didn't see any reason why when she decided to lie to me and not to tell me the truth, if she wasn't going to be caught, because we're speaking my language, which is Xhosa. We're not communicating in any language that this nigga could understand. Okay, so after I had a conversation with the lady, the dude came back. And then after the dude came back, he told me, okay, so we can make an appointment. I'll be free around 5 p.m. So I'll go to the campus, I'll pick you up, and then I'll drive you to the apartment so that you can go and see the space. Okay, cool. Prayers answered. I was happy then because I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was so excited. Okay, finally I will have my own space. I'll be stable, and I won't be going around sleeping here today, sleeping there tomorrow, and the other day at a different place. So I went to the campus, and I went to the computer lab just to pass time there until I can go to this apartment and see it. because I didn't have no place to go to. So I was just browsing on the internet, watching videos and stuff. So at 4:30, I went out of the campus. I was walking off the campus, and then I met another student. He was doing a PhD in the same university. He was very nice to me, and he just greeted me. He asked me questions. Hey fam. Welcome to my live. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so this student was very nice to me. He was telling me that he's doing PhD at the same university, and also he asked me where I was going. So I told him that I'm going to view an apartment that I will be renting. And then after that, he asked me so much details that who are you going to meet, and is it people from other countries or is it a South African? I told him that these people are from Ethiopia, the ones who are going to be my landlord. And then he was like, oh, okay, just be careful because something is not settling right with my conscience. I feel like your story is not balancing. There's something that is offish about this place that you are going to. And then I asked him, what is it that is not balancing there? Because apparently I did communicate with the other closer lady, and then she verified that it was safe and I could go. So I trusted this closer lady because I don't believe that she could deceive me in any way, or she can just sell me to foreigners. And then after that, he was like, okay, we'll see. Let me accompany you. So he just didn't go to the place where he was going to now. He just decided to join me and accompany me because he was telling me that, oh, this is Alice. You are new in the town. You don't know anything. There's a lot of trafficking going on here. There's a lot of stuff happening. So you have to be careful. So he accompanied me. And then the guy was waiting for me outside the campus. His car was parked to the nearby gate. And then after that, I told him, this is the car that's picking me up. Then after that, he told me, okay, I think it's better for me to take a picture of the car registration number so that if anything happens to you, I might be able maybe to go to the police. They can find this person, or I can help you. I can just try to get some help for you. And then I was like, okay, thank you, no problem. Then after that, we exchanged numbers. He took my number. Okay, fine. The guy started driving. Okay, we're having conversations, but then what I noticed is that within the conversations that we're having, he was trying to get to know me. He was collecting as much information as he can about me and my family. So I told him some of the things, but then I wasn't really comfortable telling him everything because it was my first time meeting him and he was to be my landlord. So I didn't see any reason why I should reveal every information to him. Then he asked me about my relationship history. Have I been into any relationships? Am I still a virgin and all of that? So I told him about my relationship history, that I haven't been into relationships and yeah, I'm still pure basically. So after that, I was asking him as well questions, but then the questions that I was asking him, they were so basic. I was just pushing the conversation, that was it. It wasn't deep questions for me to know about his history. One moment, please. Okay, I'm back. I wasn't trying to know deep information about himself. I was just asking him about his country. How is Ethiopia? The currency there, the economy, political situations, why he came to South Africa and stuff like that. Okay, as we were conversing, now I noticed that, no man, this apartment is actually far from the campus because we've been driving for a very long time now. So I told him, no, it looks like this apartment is far. And then when I went to your place, you told me that it's close by. And I wanted an apartment that's close by so that I can be able to walk to the campus, because I won't afford transportation to the campus. I can only afford rent. So since the apartment is far, it will be very inconvenient for me. So I no longer want to rent your space. Just take me back to the campus because of the distance that you already drove. And then he told me, oh no, the place is really close to the campus, but then right now we are going to another apartment to fetch the keys of your apartment. Then I was like, what? That was not the initial agreement. I cannot do that. I cannot agree to that because it's only the information that you are telling me now. You didn't tell me that before. If you could have told me before, it was going to be okay, but then it's new information for me, and I just want to go back. I don't want to go with you anymore. I cannot trust that because it's like you conceal some information to me and you're only telling me now. And then after that, he said, no, he's not going back. I say, okay, just drop me here. Just drop me here. I'll find my way back. And then he refused to drop me. He just glared at me and he looked at me with his evil intent. And then after that, he just pressed the accelerator. The car was on a high speed. He was literally flying. At that time, I was so scared. I started praying in my heart and I was asking the Lord to be with me and to protect me and to save me from this man, because I could feel that something bad is about to happen. He actually wanted to traffic me or something. And then he was going on a high speed. He was not talking to me anymore. The environment was very tense. And then I was shaking. My hands were shaking a little bit. But then I was trying to contain it so that I don't show him that I'm actually scared of him. I wanted to appear as a brave lady who is not scared of him and who can be able to face him just in case if he does anything to me. I didn't want to appear as a weak, coward black lady that could be taken advantage of. So after that, I had an idea in my mind about how I was gonna rescue myself from this situation. I said to myself, okay, it's very clear that this man is gonna traffic me, and it's very possible that he's not gonna traffic me and maybe sell me within the borders of South Africa. He's maybe going to export me to his country, which is Ethiopia, or maybe sell me into other country, a different country that's not Ethiopia, where there is a human trafficking business. So, and I also thought about the questions that he asked me, that he was trying to find out if I was still a virgin or not. So I was awake at that time. I was so awake, and I was thinking that maybe he was trying to figure out how much was he gonna sell me and whom he was gonna sell me to. So I decided that it's better for me to die with this man than for me to be a sex worker by force. I'd rather die with this man. So what I will do is that I will just go to the front, and then after that I will twist the steering as he is speeding, and then we'll just go off the road, and then after that the car will roll, and then we will be injured together or we'll die together. I actually wanted to die like Samson. I wanted to die with my enemy at that specific time, because I couldn't take the thought that I could possibly become a prostitute or I could be sold for something else, maybe drug trafficking or something. So whereas I was about to implement that plan and go to the front, that hour was a very busy hour. People were getting off work, everybody was driving home, so the road was filled with cars. And then as I was thinking of doing it and I was about to do it, when I was about to do it, I thought to myself that no, if I do this, it's not gonna be me and this man who will be dying in this accident or who will be injured. There will be many innocent souls that might lose their lives or that might get badly injured because of what I was about to do. So I decided that since it was going to put many people at risk, it's better for me to chill in the car and pray until I figure out what can I do next to get myself out of the situation. At some point I did think of like just opening the door as he was speeding and jump to the road, but then I thought no, I can't do that, because if I do that, the other cars will step on me or I'll get injured. And if I get injured, I'll get injured alone. I just wanted to get injured with him. I didn't want to die alone or get injured alone. So I prayed again. And then after that, I decided to just diffuse the situation because the environment was very tense in the car. So I started acting like I'm becoming comfortable with him. I'm becoming more friendly and I'm more interested in him, so that I can be able to collect some information on him. I asked him, is he married? Does he have kids? And all that. And then he was giving me his personal information. And also he started smiling a little bit, thinking that, okay, maybe I'm interested in him. And also he told me that he liked me. And then I was like smiling and I was laughing when he told me that he liked me, so that he can actually think that maybe I will not scream or I will not do anything bad. So after that, he continued to drive. I was reading the road signs and the road name so that I can know where I was at that time. So it got dark and then I couldn't see where we were anymore. But then I saw that we were no longer in Alice. We were in different town now, but then I couldn't figure out which town we were in. So okay, after that he stopped speeding so much. He just decreased the speed, and then he was going on a normal speed. And then after that he drove to a mansion, a very, very big mansion. And then in my heart I was like, okay, it's good that we are arriving somewhere, because I will have a chance to get out of the car and scream or start running, whereas he's still opening the gate. And then to my surprise, this man didn't get out of the car to open the gate. He just pulled off the remote and then he pressed the remote and then the gate started opening. And then he drove the car inside the yard, and then he just pressed the remote again, and then the gate closed. At that point, I felt like my hopes were perishing. I didn't know what I would do next. But then I thought that my last resort to this situation, before this man could hurt me, is to just get off this car and scream very loudly so that the neighbors can be able to hear me, call the police, or try to help me. And then as I was thinking that I'm about to get out and scream, there were big dogs that came out running. Big dogs. They were pit bulls, others I don't know what type of breed they were, but they were very, very big, like a smaller version of a lion, and they have big heads. And then they ran to the car, and then they were barking and jumping to the car. So this man told me, okay, look here, young lady, you are going to cooperate with me, okay? So this is what is going to happen now. You see, these big dogs, they are very, very dangerous. They can devour you, and they wouldn't leave a single bone from your body. They will eat everything if I allow them to eat you. So you'd rather cooperate with me, or if you don't cooperate with me, I'll give you to the dogs so that they can just kill you. And then I was like, okay, so what is going to happen? Then he told me that I will get out of this car, I will close my door, and then I will come to your door. I will open your door, and then I will protect you from the dogs, and then I will walk you to the house. But then when I'm walking you to the house, you will not scream, you will not jump, you won't do anything that would make other people to think that I'm trafficking you or I'm taking you by force. You will not make any noise. I want you to be quiet. If you don't remain quiet, if you don't cooperate with me, then you are going to die. The dogs will kill you, that's it. At that moment, I was so scared. I started shaking literally, and I started sweating all over my body immediately. My hands were all sweating, my body, my face, my legs were shaking. And he went to my door. He came to my door, and then he opened my door, and then he walked me out. And then I cooperated with him. I obeyed everything that he said. Then he walked me to the house. It was a very, very big, beautiful mansion. Very big, beautiful mansion. And then when we came inside the house, he started making calls. He was calling different people and speaking in his own language. And then at that moment, I knew that he was making deals about me, what he was gonna do about me next. So he made a group call. He called different dudes. He was talking for a long time in his language, and in my heart I was praying. And then after that, this man switched on loud music, very loud music. And then he came to me, he tried to kiss me, and then he tried to touch me without my consent. He was just forcing me that he will kiss me and then he will touch me. So this is part one of the story of how I got trafficked in 2013. Later on, I'll just do part two and tell you guys about what happened next. Thank you very much for joining me. Please comment down below, like this video and share this video. I will see you later on.